Hey guys, so today I'll show you how to sort a list of numbers in Python. So in this file, we have this list of numbers, okay? And they are not sorted, as you can see. So I'm going to show you how you can actually sort them in Python, okay? So this is how you're going to do it. We'll go through the entire list and check these numbers one by one, comparing each number to the next number, okay? So let's compare our first numbers, 7 and 5. Is 7 more than 5? That is true. If that is true, we swap them. So 5 goes back, 7 goes forward. Okay? Then now here is 7. We compare 7 and 3. Is 7 more than 3? That is true. So that means to swap them. 3 comes here, 7 goes here. Okay? Then now we do the same. We check, is 7 more than 8? No, it's not. So we leave it. If it's not more than the next number, we leave it. Okay? Now we go to the next one. Is 8 more than 9? Again, it's not. We leave it. Okay? Then you compare the next one. Is 9 more than 1? That is true. So that means we swap them. Okay? So we say 1 comes here, 9 goes here. Then you compare, is 9 now more than 4? That is true. Again, we swap. So now we have 4 here, 9 here. Here. Okay? Then we check, is 9 more than 2? Which is true. We swap them. Now, we cannot go past 9, past the last number. We cannot say, is 9 now more than the next number? There's no next number. Okay? So that means we go back again. And now we say, remember now we have 5 here. Right? We check 5 and the next number, which is 3 at that point. It will make sense. Okay? So now let's define a for loop that goes through the list. So you can say for I in range. So the range will tell us how many times are we going through the list. Okay? Then we say len of the numbers. I'll explain. So we're getting how long is this list. So this is what this line is doing. Then we pass it there. So that's what we're doing. So in range of, if the length of the list is 10, so let's say there are 10 numbers in that list, we say range of 10. So this is just getting the length of the list. Okay? Then let's write our second loop, which will actually do the heavy lifting. This is the most important part. Okay? So we say for j in range again, in range of length of the nums. But then we need to say -1. Remember when I said we cannot check this number with the next number. So like there's no next number. So that means our checking stops at these two pairs. Okay, so we check 4. At this point is 9 and 2. Then we swap them. Then we go back. We do not go 9 and next. Okay, so we need to go one number less. The length of the list -1. I don't know if I explained it well, but that's the idea. Okay. Then now let's check. Let's do our checking. If 7 is more than 5, then we swap. Okay. So we need to say if nums at the index of j. So yeah, we need to add a space here. Sorry. So if nums at the index of j is more than nums at the index of j plus 1. Okay, so what this means is these numbers are indexed. Okay, so this is index 0, index 1, index 2. That's like basic in Python, right? So we are checking if the number at the index of j, so this is like the wherever we are currently at, whichever the number we are currently at. Okay, so if we are at j is at 7, so we are at index 0. Okay, so we say if the number at index 0 is more than the number at index 0 plus 1, which is 5. I hope that makes sense. So this is the index. Okay, so if the number at index 0 is more than the number at index 0 plus 1. Okay, yeah. So if that's true, what do we do? We do the swapping. So in Python, this is how we swap. we take the number at the j index and the number at the j plus 1 index. I know this might be confusing, but this is how we do it. Is equals to, okay, is equals to nums at j plus 1, okay, then nums at j. Okay, so what we're doing here, we are saying the number that is here needs to go here, and the number that is here needs to go here. So like we're just swapping it. Okay, nice. And that's it actually. So the next thing we need to do is just to print our new list. Okay, so print nums. Now let's print nums. Python sort.py. Yes, so that's how you sort a list of numbers in Python. So that's it. We've done what we wanted to do. Okay, but what if you can turn this into a function? Let's say you had multiple lists. Okay, so you have this list and another list, and you needed to do this like to 5 different lists. So we can turn this into a function, then we call it with different lists. So we don't have to do this, but let's just do it. Okay, so we can define our function. So we can say define list, let's say num underscore sorta, like that. Then it needs to take in the list, so you can say num list. Okay, so it takes that list of numbers, then we sort it. Then you can just move this. You can just move this forward like that, and that's the first step. Then the next thing, you need to replace this with these nums with the new list. Okay, the list that we're going to pass to the function. Okay, then the next thing we need to do is return this new list. So you can say return num underscore list. Okay, then we need to print it down here. So you can say print num sorta. We need to call the function num sorta, then we pass in our list. Okay, this list that we have here, and when you run this, it should do it. Oh, we're getting an error. So num list is not defined. Line number 10. Oh, num sorta, like that, num sorta. Okay, then we run this, we need to get, yeah. So the purpose of using a function again is when you have different lists with different numbers and you need to do them at different times, you need to sort them differently. So let's say you have like 5 different lists that have different numbers. Okay, and you want to sort them. You want to sort this here, then do something, then sort another number, another list, then do something, then sort another. So in that case, you should not repeat this. You should not write this algorithm every time. So you can just write it in a function like this, then call it now every time. So let's say we have another list. So we say nums2 is a list of, let's say it's a list of 2 numbers. So like tens. So like 23, 65, 87, 12, 32, like that. So let's say we have this type of list and we need to sort it. Okay, we sort this one as well. So what we can do, instead of writing this for this list and writing this again for this list, we can just write it in a function like we've done, then call it down here. So you can say print again, then you can say num underscore sorta. Then now we pass in the list, the second list. So you say nums2, like that. Then when you run this, clear. When you run this, we get 2 different sorted lists. So yeah, that's how you can do it. I know this video has been quite long, but I needed to explain how the algorithm works. I hope it helps. I hope it doesn't scare you. Thank you for watching.